I am about to show you a thing of beauty. Inside this Pelican 1170 case is a Browning high power pistol. And this is a very exciting addition to the collection, as this is a beautiful and elegant pistol. And I've wanted one of these for some time for a number of reasons, really. And I finally had an opportunity to pick one up. Now, I have a much more elaborate video planned with a little bit of a kind of a unique theme compared to all the other videos out there, but I'm probably going to get to that in a couple of weeks. But I just was so antsy to talk about this, I had to do a quick video on it, so this is going to be rather quick. The Browning high power has an interesting development story. So John Browning is known as one of the most influential and significant firearms engineers, designers of all time. And he is responsible for most of the firearms technology out there now, quite frankly. Many of his original designs are still in use by militaries all over the world. And many of the mid to late 20th century developments in firearms technology could be attributed to his, let's just say, at least inspiration in many cases. It's a 13-round pistol, and it's referred to high power being the capacity was high for a pistol during that era. This is an early 20th century pistol. John Moses Browning, also known to have invented the 1911, and though this is quite different overall in the design, there are some general principles that can be related back to the 1911, but we're not going to go into that in this video. We're just going to talk about this very generally. It's a 13-round pistol, comes with 13-round magazines, which was, as I said earlier, high capacity for the time. Just really quick on this, this is kind of a traveling by air kit with the single extra magazine and a 25 pack of Hornady Critical Defense. Fits well in the 1170 case. Very interesting story. John Browning was actually working on this and did not complete it before his death. The actual person that completed the pistol was named Dieudonné Saive, or Save, at FN, Fabrique Nationale of Herstal, Belgium. So when Browning died in 1926, it was a couple years before the design was actually finalized, and the Dieudonné Saive, or Save, or however you say it, completed the design. But that particular individual, that Dieudonné, did borrow from the designs of the Colt 1911 designed by John Browning, so really I like to give all the credit to John Browning. Very interesting that it was used by multiple militaries through history, notably when World War II was going on and the Nazis occupied Belgium. They took over the FN factory and started using the Browning high power. So my first initial shooting experience with this, despite me being used to Glock triggers, 1911 triggers, and most recently the Performance Center Smith & Wesson Shield trigger, I was a little scared of how I was going to like this trigger at first, and I was pleasantly surprised. It had a fairly clean break. Some people have poo-pooed this trigger, but I thought for this particular traditional style of trigger, it did pretty well. So it's got a very characteristic look and feel to it. It is completely empty, as you can see, and it has a interlock that the magazine has to be inserted to actually pull the trigger. And if you could feel that trigger It's pretty smooth. I like it. It's just good to go. It's a Browning high power. They are no longer being manufactured. Designed by the man himself, John Moses Browning. Legend in the firearms history. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this brief look at this. If you want to see that upcoming video where I'm going to do a little bit of a twist on the history of this, go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you're not interested, don't. All right, later.